Town Hall, as always. It's the Rally for Palestinian Land Day. It's been publicised by quite a number of groups. It's the 30th of March 2026, and it's a very small gathering. There's a lot of cops, heaps of cops here, so maybe they're going to march. But the number of people gathered is quite small at this stage. It's 5 minutes to go, but 5 minutes to go, and you would expect a little bit of a crowd. He's the cops that run he's the cop in the hat that runs the show, and the other his mate in front of him who's his offsider. Yeah, very limited number. You've got your socialist kind of groups. It's a very regular bunch. I honestly think people are scared away from it now after what happened in February with the police sort of crackdown on it, or maybe Gaza's off the boil, now Iran's here, and I'm not really sure, but it's certainly, this is it. I don't know, there's nobody hiding anywhere, and it doesn't look like they're going to have a, down at the end there. It looks like the speeches will be here in this midsection because the speakers are set up. You got the kind of media guys, the leftist media, the other media guy who I don't know who shoots for, but yeah, that's kind of it. It's kind of it. There's not many here. It may grow in the interim, but I don't know. I guess it will, or it won't. I don't know. Get your what's that? Introducing Marxism booklets you can buy. I don't think you got to. Oh, who are these? Pop-up peace singers. Oh, they're having a little sing-song against the. Why don't they kill the heavy metal music in the background? We are singing for Palestine. Oh, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao. Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao. Okay, well, that's the words for the people to sing along with. There's kind of nobody here. It's mostly, they're an older group, obviously, and everyone else is more, it's the Students for Palestine thing, the PAG, Palestine Action Group, and various other groups. There's several groups involved. That's your watermelon flag, which the watermelon is a representation of the Palestinian flag in the same colours. Someone took one of the brochures and just made it in an airplane and threw it back at him. There's these guys here. Yeah, that is kind of it, folks. We don't even have any other groups here today. Being a Monday, it's an odd night, I guess, to have it on. We shall see. We'll see how it all. We shall see how it all pans out. At this stage, quite minimal. Not sure what that flag is. For PFL. It's backwards. I can't read it. PFL, something or other. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll take a break from me chattering. I always say that. The cops are just here. They're having a chin wag. They're just enjoying their overtime, waiting for something to happen, which isn't happening. But there will be. I'm sure there'll be some speeches. I can't see anyone that, like a parliamentarian or a senator or anyone like that at this stage. So we shall see. All right. Now over and out for a little while. So it's 5 o'clock now. You can hear the bells from the town hall in the background. This is a little display by these guys from the Coalition of Women for Justice and Peace. Hands off Gaza, Lebanon, Iran and the region. Australia must immediately withdraw from the conflict zone. Stop murdering our children. Respect Lebanon's sovereignty. And the other one I can't see. It says from eternity to infinity. Maybe that's what you... that's the map of Lebanon and Lebanese flag, so I guess it's more of a Lebanese thing. Yeah, the numbers haven't swollen to any degree, really. It's pretty much the same, but it's kick-off time. No one's gone to the mic, and maybe there's 100 people. If you just quite sure who's in and who's out, but there's obviously people walking past and other various media type. There's no mainstream media in the sense of a television camera crew or anything. They obviously have no interest in it. Just the standard sort of left media and the other guy. All right, let's wait and see how it goes. Oh, I see in the background there's Josh Lee talking to Sue Higginson. Josh Lee's in the middle. Sue Higginson with the blonde hair to back away from us. Oh, there she is now. I'm assuming it is. Yeah, it is from this distance. So she'll be the keynote speaker, Sue Higginson from the Greens, New South Wales Greens. That's it, yeah. And anyone else, we shall see. This guy's sporting a nice shirt there, a watermelon shirt. All right, let's wait and see. Right, Josh Lees has just come to let the guy know that it's time to start, or start chanting at least.
want your bloody wars. 5, 6, 7, 8, Israel is a terrorist state.
5, 6, 7, 8, Israel is a terrorist state.
1, 2, 3, 4, we don't want your bloody wars.
1, 2, 3, 4, we don't want your bloody wars.
5, 6, 7, 8, Israel is a fascist state.
5, 6, 7, 8, Israel is a fascist state.
Israel is a terrorist state.
Israel is a terrorist state.
Israel is a racist state. Israel is a fascist state. Israel is a terrorist state. Free, free, free Palestine. Stop, stop the genocide. Free, free, free Palestine. Stop, stop the genocide. Genocide is a crime. Free, free, free Palestine. And occupation is a crime. From Lebanon to Palestine. Occupation is a crime. From Lebanon to Palestine. Occupation is a crime. From Syria to Palestine. Stop arming Israel. Stop funding Israel. Stop arming Israel. And stop funding Israel. Down, down, Donald Trump. And down, down, Israel. And down, down, occupation. And up with liberation. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. And of course we have to keep saying it louder than ever. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. All right, thanks everyone for coming out tonight. My name's Josh Leeds. I'm from the Palestine Action Group. I'll be emceeing tonight with my co-chair, Yasmine Johnson. Yaz is also from the Palestine Action Group and from Students for Palestine. Yaz is a Jewish anti-Zionist activist here in this country, a leading student activist. She also has family in Isfahan in Iran being bombed right now. Now we're here today, I need to also, before I go any further, of course, acknowledge that we are protesting tonight on the stolen Gadigal land. This is Aboriginal land. Sovereignty was never ceded. We stand in complete solidarity with the ongoing struggle for Indigenous liberation in this country against racism. We say always was, always will be Aboriginal land. All right, we're here today, of course, to mark Palestinian Land Day. Now, Land Day commemorates a massive struggle that broke out in 1976, which included a massive general strike across the territory of Palestine, which included mass protests of Palestinians all up and down to take a stand against the ongoing theft of Palestinian land. That is a process, of course, that began, well, it actually predates this, but it really ramped up, of course, with the Nakba, the catastrophe, the first major genocide carried out by Israel back in 1948, which was the premise for that entire racist colonial state that we call Israel. But of course, that process of land theft has never ceased, This is what the whole project of Zionism was all about. It was about creating a state on the land of the Palestinian people through mass exclusion, through ethnic cleansing, through violence and racism and genocide. And we obviously look back to days like the huge struggle that erupted on Land Day in 1976 as an inspiration, because the Palestinian people, of course, have never stopped fighting and resisting against their genocide, against their dispossession. And we stand in solidarity with that struggle. In 1976, they didn't as far as I'm aware, necessarily use the word to describe it then, but you could say this was one of the first intifadas of the Palestinian people, an uprising, an attempt to shake off Israeli oppression and to try to defend their ownership of their land and oppose the racist violence that was driving Palestinians off their land. Of course, the protests back then in '76 came in particular in opposition to the Israeli announcement that they were going to seize whole areas of northern Palestine, the Galilee region. And of course, it shouldn't be lost on us today that that is exactly the region where Israel is now massing tanks and soldiers as they attempt to yet again invade and occupy Lebanon. And I mean, I'm sure someone knows, but I've lost count of how many times Israel has invaded Lebanon. It is many, many times. It is a history of decades of war after war after war waged by Israel on the Lebanese people, and of course decades of occupation and so on, which they now openly say they wish to recreate. They're explicit about the fact they want to occupy at least the entirety of the south of Lebanon. This is absolutely shocking. Of course, it comes at the same time as an ongoing genocide in Gaza, an ongoing genocide which has killed several hundred Palestinian people just since they announced a so-called ceasefire. Of course, we know what Israeli ceasefires mean. They mean that the other side should cease firing while Israel reserves the right to continue massacring and bombing whoever and whenever they want, at the same kind of ceasefire that Israel has supposedly had in place in Lebanon, which of course they have broken thousands, literally thousands of times. And we know, of course, about the utter mass crimes that Israel has carried out in Gaza. I'm sure I don't need to tell any of you about that. But what is so shocking now is that Israel is now having normalized, or hoping to normalize, the kinds of barbarous crimes, the kinds of genocidal form of warfare that they've carried out in Gaza. Now they are trying to replicate those tactics in Lebanon. They have already killed 51, by my latest count, medical workers in Lebanon just since the 2nd of March. They are, of course, deliberately targeting and massacring journalists. They are engaging in double-tap strikes to deliberately kill first responders, healthcare workers, journalists, civilians, everywhere, all throughout Lebanon, and in particular in the south. And of course, on top of all of that, not just Israel, but of course the United States and Australia are now participants in yet another war, and this time a war on Iran, of course. A war which has already slaughtered thousands of civilians, a war which they said was about liberating the people of Iran, and then, of course, in the first hours, what do? Massacre hundreds of schoolgirls in Iraq. This is a war which Australia is directly involved in. This is a war which Albanese has signed up to, which he has helped to justify. And it's a war which, of course, we completely oppose. And we've said all along that if Israel is not stopped, if the United States is not stopped, then we face a world of endless war in the region and beyond the region. This is what they have in store for us, for all of humanity, is a world of endless war and racism and carnage and violence. And of course, it's the people of the Middle East paying first and foremost for that. Of course, people around the world now are beginning to pay, obviously not in as brutal or violent a manner. But we see in front of us now the other reason why we oppose war. War is about imperialism. These wars are wars for oil and imperialism and empire and US and Israeli power. They are also wars which, of course, line the pockets of the rich. We see the profiteering of the energy companies, the oil companies, all around us. And of course, as always, it's the working class that will be made to pay everywhere in the world for these wars, through fuel shortages, through profiteering energy companies. And of course, we know the effect of this soon is going to be skyrocketing food prices around the world, and hundreds, potentially hundreds of millions more people in the world thrust into food insecurity and starvation thanks to these wars waged by America and Israel and backed to the hilt by the Australian government. So we stand against these wars 100%. We mark today Palestinian Land Day. We stand in solidarity with this ongoing struggle of the Palestinian people for the liberation of the entire territory of Palestine. When we say that we want Palestine to be free from the river to the sea, we mean an end. We mean an end to the systematic oppression of the Palestinian people. Of course, that includes genocide in Gaza, but it also includes the violent dispossession of Palestinians in the West Bank. It includes an end to the entire apparatus of apartheid that is the State of Israel, a state built systematically on racist policies and the violent and racist subjugation of the Palestinian people. We want freedom. We want a society in which all people can live in freedom and peace and dignity and equality all over the world. It's what we've always fought for in this country, and it's what we support in the Middle East and everywhere else. Right, on that note, I'll pass over to our first speaker tonight. I'll just say from the outset, unfortunately, our Palestinian speaker, we had a wonderful, Palestinian speaker from Students of Palestine lined up to speak, but she is fallen ill today, so she can't make it tonight. I'm very sad to say. We have our first speaker, though, will be Nikolai Haddad. Nikolai Haddad is a Lebanese activist and lawyer, and is the chairperson of the Arab Theatre Studio. He's been a tireless activist in this campaign for many years. Thank you, Nick.
Josh, we're here to mark Palestinian Land Day. So I want to first acknowledge that we are on Gadigal land, land that was stolen by the settler colonial project of so-called Australia, land from which people were deliberately killed, starved, diseased and ethnically cleansed. But it is also land from which the Aboriginal people resisted and still resist to this day. Settler colonialism is an ongoing project of dispossession and elimination that never sleeps. And that is why, despite its long march on this continent, Aboriginal people still claim sovereignty and land back. Land back now!
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 The Palestinian, Lebanese and Syrian people have been living on their land for millennia. We come from a land-based culture in tune with the seasons and rhythms, a connection that can never be broken. And land also exposes the settler colonial nature of the State of Israel, because it has always been an expansionist project. The early Zionist settlers did not come to live amongst the population, they came to replace them. They set up their own schools, militias, banks, towns and unions. They were candid in their description of themselves as colonizers. But settler colonialism cannot be divorced from the political economy of global imperialism. Israel would never have been established without the backing of imperialism from day one. Early Zionist colonizers in Palestine in the 19th century were granted privileges and diplomatic protection as Europeans. Under the capitulations, a series of unequal treaties between the declining Ottoman Empire and Western imperial powers. It got worse after World War I. Imperial Britain handed Palestine to the Zionists on a platter by facilitating the mass migration of Zionist colonizers, arming them and helping them to establish the infrastructure of what would become the State of Israel. British forces brutally suppressed the Palestinian national liberation, further paving the way for the takeover of the land. And Western imperialism has backed Zion in Israel to the hilt, financially, diplomatically, politically and militarily since its inception. Israel has never defined its borders and has always sought to expand beyond the territory that was unfairly granted to it by the Western-controlled United Nations in 1948. Greater Israel was the objective from the beginning. Theodor Herzl, the founder of modern Zionism, said that the State of Israel should extend from Egypt to the Euphrates River in Iraq. In a war of naked expansionism, Israel seized the West Bank, Gaza, the Golan Heights, and the Sinai Peninsula in 1967. Israel occupied southern Lebanon from 1982 until 2000, when it was forced to withdraw by the Lebanese resistance. So it was no surprise when on the 11th of October 2024, the Finance Minister of Israel claimed that Israel would expand little by little, to eventually encompass all of Palestine, as well as parts of Jordan, Lebanon, Egypt, Syria, Iraq, and Saudi Arabia. But don't make the mistake of thinking that's just the Israeli right. About a week ago, the so-called liberal, secular, and centrist Israeli opposition leader, Yair Lapid, said the borders of Israel are the borders of the Bible. In other words, Egypt to Iraq. The US ambassador of Israel, Mike Huckabee, declared that the Bible promised the lands of Egypt, Iraq, Jordan, Lebanon, and Syria to Israel. It would be fine if they took it all, he said, saying the quiet part out loud. The genocide in Gaza was always a war of settler colonial expansion. From the beginning, Israel openly and repeatedly declared its intention to ethnically cleanse Gaza of its population, and still now it remains in direct military control of over 55% of the territory. In the West Bank, Israel has accelerated its campaign of ethnic cleansing and land theft, a project that has never stopped in 60 years of occupation, whether in so-called peace or war, negotiations or no negotiations, Labour, Likud, it's always been expansionist. In December 2024, Israel invaded Syria and has since occupied 600 square kilometres of Syrian territory, in addition to the land illegally seized in 1967. They're destroying civilian infrastructure in this area, including recently a hospital and a cinema. In Lebanon, since the so-called ceasefire in November 2024, Israel has violated Lebanon's sovereignty 15,400 times. For 13 long months, Israel remained in occupation of Lebanese land and carried out daily bombings, assassinations, and demolitions of homes and infrastructure. Hezbollah did not respond. It gave the piecemeal diplomatic efforts of the Lebanese government a chance to stop Israel's aggression and occupation, even as people were being killed and displaced before their very eyes. The Islamic resistance did not enter the current war as a proxy of Iran. It seized the opportunity to fight back against unrestrained colonial belligerence. Israel's escalation has been straight out of the Gaza playbook. Overwhelming brutality and destruction, villages reduced to a moonscape of rubble, agricultural land incinerated, infrastructure obliterated, a strategy designed to destroy the very conditions for life to pave the way for settler colonial expansion. More than 1 million Lebanese have been forcibly displaced. Israel has killed over 1,200 people. Just this weekend, Israel slaughtered 3 journalists and 10 paramedics in deliberate targeted strikes. Israel has bombed hospitals, schools, roads, homes, bridges, banks, petrol stations, and more. The finance minister of Israel said last week, "We will turn southern Lebanon into Khan Yunis." And make no mistake, this war is about land, not so-called security. Israel has always coveted southern Lebanon. Even before the State of Israel was established, prominent Zionist leaders tried to convince colonial Britain to make the Litani River the border between Lebanon and Palestine. Israel invaded Lebanon during the Nakba in 1948 and seized Lebanese territory, and it only withdrew under just diplomatic pressure. In the 1950s, Israeli leaders planned to invade Lebanon and annex its land. Israel invaded Lebanon again in 1978 and 1982 and 1996 and 2006 and 2024. The objectives of this war on Lebanon are clear when Israel is understood in its historical context as an expansionist settler colonial project established and maintained by Western imperialism. But Israel is not getting everything its own way. The ground invasion has come under fierce attack by the Islamic resistance in Lebanon, and they have not been able to advance more than a few kilometres in key areas. But we are on a knife's edge. We know from the 2024 and this current war and the genocide in Gaza that when Israel faces military failure, it responds with massive aerial bombardment and civilian destruction in order to achieve by terror what it cannot achieve by war on the ground. We also know what they want, because Israeli settler groups have announced their intention to establish colonies in Lebanon and even set out specific areas on the map where they want to colonize. The stakes could not be higher, so we need to mobilize in greater numbers inside this imperial core. The Australian government has failed to even condemn Israel and the United States for this brutal war, and has in fact encouraged it and brought it on with all sorts of political and other support. The aggression must end. Hands off Lebanon!
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 Hands off Lebanon! Stop bombing Israel! 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 Hands off Lebanon! 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 Stop the bombing now! 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 Free, free Palestine! 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 I think what we've seen over the last couple of months is an attempt by the Australian government and by governments around the world to do whatever they can to silence our movement. And we know why that is now. It is because they are determined to continue supporting Israel and the US as their imperialist wars expand around the region. Penny Wong today has come out and said that she is gravely concerned about what Israel is doing in Lebanon. Gravely concerned. What does that concern mean when the Australian government continues to arm and aid and abet and send its troops and advisors to the Middle East to tell Israel and the US that they actually support them every step of the way? And we've seen them use all the different tools in their toolkit to try and silence us. On the one hand, they use their words, their media, their propaganda. Right now, they are in the middle of a royal commission, which we know is designed to weaponize anti-Semitism claims against the Palestine movement, to claim that we are responsible for hatred in this country. As a Jewish supporter of Palestine, we know this is bullshit. How can these governments claim to be against hate? We have said from the beginning we are against anti-Semitism, but we are also against the hate that makes up the Israeli state's every decision. We are against the hate that is compelling the US to expand the war in Iran, to support Israel's Thank you. It is so good of you all to come tonight. We are all here on Gadigal land. We know this. Let's together pay our respects to all elders, past, present and emerging, who are constantly fighting against the oppression of First Nations people right here on this land. And I remind all of you, it was only last week in the New South Wales Parliament that the Minns Labor government tried another foul attack on Aboriginal land rights right here in New South Wales. We called that out. We've got to pause, but please, friends, stay tuned in. Follow the New South Wales Aboriginal Land Council right now. They are fighting for their land. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land. And today, folks, it is 30 March. This is Palestinian Land Day. This is the day we say very loud, very clear, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. We will not stop, friends, because today I can see it. You have love in your heart, justice in your veins, but you have fire in your belly, and we will not stop. We will not stop until we hold these war parties to account. I stand here, I've never been more proud to be a Greens MP, because we are not the war parties. We will fight, and we will fight, like I said, with love in our hearts, peace in our hearts, justice in our veins, but friends, we will fight, because this is a fight. We will stand up to the politics of hate and racism and division that right now is Pauline Hanson, it is the Labor Party, and it is the Liberals. And we have had enough of all of them. There is a better way, friends. We know there's a better way, but we have to stand up to these imperial parties of the past. Right now, because of Donald Trump's absurd, disgusting, self-serving attacks on Iran, and we know it's about Epstein, we know it's about his own personal power, and we know Netanyahu and Israel are jumping on this as the opportunity of their gross and brutal lifetime to continue their imperialistic colonisation. And we know that right now, because of their despicable acts and our gutless Prime Minister, who, let's never forget, was the first person across this planet to jump up in support of Netanyahu and Trump. What was he thinking? We are our humanity, and that morning he stood against our humanity. We must not forget this. But right now, because of their actions, we are suffering. Everyday people now are going to feel the brunt right here. As Josh said, of course we will not feel it like Palestinian people in Gaza or Iranian people in Iran right now, but we are feeling it. We're going to feel the cost of it. And Labor yesterday and today, no, we're not even going to offer the people free public transport. This is ridiculous. Because you know what? The parties of war can justify pain on the people. But we will not stop, folks. We Greens will keep pushing our government ministers. We won't stop. We've won in Tasmania, we've won in Victoria. We will get concessions for the people, because this is not our war. This is not on our watch, and we won't stop. We will not stop, and we will hold them to account. And friends, our good friends who are joining the global Samud flotilla are mobilising this week. They are getting ready, and they are going to join the flotilla to once again, with their courage, their power, their humanity, they will try and break the siege. Together, we will stand united, and we will not be defeated. And I'm sure all of you saw last week the way the police now are doubling down, chasing people who were here on this land in February. And they are chasing them, and they are using excessive force. They are using their state power to punish, intimidate, and to undermine the Law Enforcement Conduct Commission's inquiry. We won't stop holding them to account. We will shine a light. Folks, all stay connected, because right now, you are our humanity, and we're going to march again tonight. I love you all.
We should make very clear that this is why we call for the Australian government to cut all military ties with Israel. We demand an end to the two-way arms trade with that terrorist regime. We demand the ripping up of the US alliance. We demand the scrapping of the AUKUS pact, where Australia is sending $500 billion to that war machine, Trump's war machine, to build even more weapons of mass destruction. These things need to be torn up and scrapped. On top of that, as Sue said, we have, of course, our own regime here, the regime of Chris Minns, who has carried out shocking police brutality against peaceful protesters in this very square just a few weeks ago. We will keep campaigning about that issue, of course, to try to get justice for all the people who were bashed and pepper sprayed and brutalised and injured and hospitalised by those violent police actions on that night, acting under the orders, of course, of the police minister, the police commissioner, and under Chris Minns himself. And we need to expose all the lies they're trying to tell about that night. They are actually trying to say that we caused that riot. It's absolutely crazy. There are 20 or 30,000 people who are here who know that's a lie, and everyone who's watching on their TV screens know that that's a lie. It was the police who rioted that night under the orders of Chris Minns to attack a peaceful protest in protection of a war criminal, Isaac Herzog, who they were touring around the country. So please, if you haven't yet and you are at that protest, make sure you get your submissions into the Law Enforcement Conduct Commission inquiry that's going on. We need to really get the truth out about that as much as we possibly can. Sue also mentioned that the next Gaza Freedom Flotilla is going to be taking place next month. There are heaps of people from Australia participating in that flotilla. It's going to be the biggest of any of the flotillas yet, by some margin. I've heard there are going to be over 200 vessels, over 200 boats taking part in this flotilla, thousands of people. Now please keep an eye out. We are hoping on the 8th of April, we are hoping to be organising an event here in Sydney to give a send-off to some of those participants who are travelling from New South Wales to take part in that flotilla. So we're hoping to book a hall somewhere and get all of them together to tell us about why they're participating in that. We can do some last-minute fundraising, and of course we can get ready to protest when that flotilla comes under attack. And yet another illegal, violent act of piracy carried out, no doubt, by the Israeli Navy on peaceful aid activists who are trying to bring aid to a people being deliberately starved and massacred in a genocide. So keep an eye out for that as well. All right, everyone, let's march. So we're marching around the block and back here to Town Hall. We're going to be heading out that way. Let's be loud and clear and say, free, free, free Palestine!
All right, so it looks like they're about to head off. It's down apparently just around the block and back, so let's see.
Stop the genocide! 1, 2, 3, 4, we don't want your bloody war!
1, 2, 3, 4, we don't want your bloody war! 5, 6, 7, 8, Israel is a terrorist state! 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, we don't want your bloody war! 1, 2, 3, 4, we don't want your bloody war! 5, 6, 7, 8, Israel is a terrorist state! 5, 6, 7, 8, Israel is a terrorist state! 1, 2, 3, 4, we don't want your bloody war! 1, 2, 3, 4, we don't want your bloody war! 5, 6, 7, 8, Israel is a terrorist state! 5, 6, 7, 8, Israel is a terrorist state! 1, 2, 3, 4, we don't want your bloody war! 1, 2,
But the numbers have swollen since the beginning of the speeches. So it's just a few hundred, quite a few hundred now. I'm not sure what this is. It's quite often here. I don't know what it is. Looks like not rubbish. Please don't touch. Helping others. I'm not sure what it is. It literally is one block. They're turning now. I hardly even get to talk about the bikes. All right, I have to do one thing about the bikes. The mobile garbage bins, as they call them. Plenty of them on the way. So this is just coming down Pitt Street, back towards Park Street, and back to the this Bob in the middle there. Well, he's showing the sign to the people up, and then the lady's nodding. They just seem to be security or something, or they're the council workers actually. They're the guys that bloody write the tickets and the pound. This church is generally covers, no more coal and gas, we cry out for Gaza, peace and justice in Palestine, care for God's earth, and they usually have various other bits and pieces here. This guy's going to jump in the taxi quick, get going, they're in a row, and the cops are going to say, go, 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 get moving. The other taxi's stuck there now.
Israel, the terrorist state! Israel, the fascist state! Israel, the fascist state! Israel, the terrorist state! 80 years is coming. It's the end of the Zionists. Shame. Shmonik Shona. They know about it. Free Palestine.
So now, we're down at the corner of Park and Pitt, and we're heading back round, and that's the block, and that's the town hall just down there. Get a picture of everyone, maybe. And back down Park and heading towards Town Hall. I'd say a number of hundred. It's always hard to tell. The press press thing on. I don't know how she's pressed with a little phone and a charger. The bus got caught off guard here, so he's stuck in the middle of it. We'll zip down the side here. So heading, there's Town Hall in the background. This fellow, he used to have the red carpet, but that's, he drags that sign behind now, which I'm not sure who that is. Everyone's bunched up now, so you get an idea of the size. I'm going to try a bit of a stop in the middle here. They're nodding, and I don't think so. Maybe. The cops are going to block anyway. I think the PAG generally try and keep a good rapport with the police, so they won't do it, I don't think. Cops are just seeing off this guy over there with his little hat. I don't know who he is. Oh, he's getting marched off. So yeah, he had his sign when I arrived about something. I don't know who he is or what he is, but yeah. Anyway, he's getting seen off. That's it. No, a pretty mild sort of seeing off. Nothing too bad. Not sure what his story was. This guy rocking them all past. Way through, yeah. He's getting a photo of him too. Looks like they're going to gather maybe on the steps here. Ooh, this guy nearly busted his ankle in the rails. Something's happening with it. Oh, they're just slowing down slightly, sorry. Well, they're back on the, so the trams, that was a very short march. That was probably the shortest march that I've been to. No, so many, whatever, several marches anyway, that I filmed. Bob's back up on his perch again. Sign, head on file. Bombing, Iran won't make Epstein files go. Stop the bombing now! Stop the bombing now! Stop the bombing now! Stop the bombing now! Damien's going to move that out of the way. Stop the bombing now! 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 The coppers are pretty happy, you know, there wasn't anything for them hard tonight. They get an early night after this. And yeah, so do I. It was a very short rally, very short indeed. It started very late, but they said they lost a speaker, a young Palestinian from one of the unis, which I think I know. If it's a regular one, I'm pretty sure I know who it is. Absolutely no mainstream media cameras like SBS, ABC, 7, 9, 10 cameras. Just various other media-ish types, independent media or leftist sort of media, or who knows what they are. But that's it, yeah. I really don't think anyone really was filming the speeches other than random people with their mobile phones. And I thought Sue Higginson's speech was very heartfelt tonight. Yeah. they're back to where they started now. A bit more chanting, and that's a wind up for them now. They might hang around for a minute, I guess, and then the other guy's up there now, Bob, and the other. I should learn his name too. I won't say hello to my mate. It's like people don't want to be seen talking to me in case they get lumbered. Yeah, they know that guy. And the cops strolling along. It's absolutely, their hands on the hips, hands in the pockets, and having a very, very cruisy little run tonight. This guy, this flag, and then Bob in the background, the other guy in the other background. And yeah, that's it, I think. We shall see. Oh, someone's up there. Look, he's doing it from the steps. Cops don't care. The cops do not care. It's a Monday night. It's whatever it is now. It must be at least 6:30 or later. Yeah, there's a few people around. It's not overly crowded. Yeah, they've got other fish to fry rather than telling someone they can't be on the steps, which is not illegal anyway. They're settled there. Bob's looking down at the coppers there, just look on his face. You can't tell him to get down or stand. You can't be there, mate. You can't stand up there. He's going. I guess I'll do what I want. I can do what I want. Oh, I think it's all cheerful and happy. No, I don't think you were filming. I don't know. I wasn't. It was just cheerful. Seemed to be cheerful-ish. It's going to get down anyway. No. Oh, we're missing the last bit. I think it's just, yeah, thanks for coming, and that's it. Yasmine, keep an eye out for the social media. Just these ladies, we'll get one last one of them. Sorry.
I'm trying.
Alright, just took a panorama of the ladies there with their signs, and then the town hall and a few tries, so something will come out of that, and we might use that. Bob's, yeah, they're pretty much, they're leaving now, and Bob is chanting at the top. That was what he was doing. He was fiddling around, get the guns out.
Israel the fascist state!
Smile for some reason.
Israel the fascist state!
Israel the fascist state!
Israel the fascist state!
Israel the fascist state!
Israel the terrorist 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 state!
Cops have just made a cordon now, and
Israel the terrorist state!
I don't think they're going to stop people going through the cordon, but they just, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 36 in eyesight.
Israel the fascist state!
Israel the terrorist
Alright, that's it. Well, one breath.
Israel the terrorist state!
Israel is the terrorist state!
Israel the terrorist
We'll call it a
Israel the terrorist state!
call that a day.
Israel
On the ladies again, ladies and gentlemen now. Alright, yeah, so that's it. I'm going to call it, put the camera in the lady's eye. I'm going to call it a day. A variety of, there's a Marxism conference coming up. If anyone wants to book in for that one, not sure when it is. I see plenty of posters around town. Alright, that's it. No more. Yeah, I'm just walking down to KFC Corner now, what I call it, and then head home from there. Yeah, a few more. Oh, the cops are talking to some other guy over here. What's he got? He's got some. He just dropped some sort of flags as he walked. So don't know what he's got. Whatever he had, he dropped over there. Oh, I think he might be, is he like tearing up Iranian flags or something or other, or what the hell's he doing? Oh, he's got the from the river to the sea business, but he's doing something, putting away those Iranian flags, and then he dropped, I think he dropped, oh, did he draw on that, or? I think that's the poster. Or did he do it? No, I think it's just the poster the way it is. And that, whatever that, it's just this, whatever he dropped was just a nothing. Oh, it is the poster. It hasn't been graffitied. So, Messiah handle. Okay. It's on 7 p.m. Good Friday. St Andrews, if anyone's keen. All right. That's it. KFC corner. Get a bucket, and I'm off home. No, I wouldn't need that. The government paid me. See ya.